Okay, so now we're going to have a look at how we can produce what we call a frequency distribution table, as indicated here, and a histogram. Okay, but a little bit of revision first of all. We'll do the maximum, minimum, etc. and some of the other statistics that we did earlier just to refresh your memory. Okay, I'm using the file student example 2 from the statistics section of Brightspace, so you do have access to this and you can work on it and use this as a reference. Okay, so we know, as we say, maximum equal max. Okay, open brackets, click and drag over the range of processing times and hit our enter key. Minimum, exactly the same, equals min. Open brackets, click and drag over the range and enter. Mean, as we know, is simply the average, so we just type in equals average. Click and drag over the range and again hit enter. Standard deviation is equals stdev. Okay, but again, if you can't remember that, always come back to the fx function here and you can search for it. So stdev, standard deviation, to see the spread of the data around the mean, and we can highlight it and again just hit enter. Mode, okay, is simply mode. Okay, so which number appears the most often in this range of values? And median is the midpoint, okay? Half of the numbers will be above and half of the numbers will be below. I've used this exercise before, so that's why mine is formatted to two numerical digits. Okay, so remember, you would have to just come up here and decrease or increase the decimal as you see fit. Okay, so the next sort of part of this section is detailed in about page 10 of the statistics workbooks. Okay, so what we have here is where we have a group, we have the upper limit of the group, and then we're going to see how many times a number appears. So in the group 0 to 9, okay, how many times within this range of values does the number 0 to 9 appear, and onwards up to 70 to 79. Now where I've got this grouping comes from the maximum and the minimum figures. The minimum figure is 5 within the range and the maximum is 71. Okay, so we need to make sure that within our grouping we have covered these values. Okay, I filled this out, okay, but normally when you're doing this yourself, this will be blank, okay, and you would just be required yourself to complete this section. Okay, but for speed, okay, in this exercise it's been completed for you. But you can see I go up in stages that are nice and easy to calculate, so I'm going up in 9s here, or really 10s if you want to kind of put it that way. So it's easy for me to calculate what my grouping should be. As I say, we need to cover the minimum value of 5 and we need to go as far as 71 or above. So most logically my range would be 0 to 9, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, all the way up to 70 to 79. So you just type that in yourself, then you pop in the upper limit of the group. So nice and easy, the upper limit is 9, it's 19, it's 29, it's 39, it's 49, it's 59, it's 69, and it is 79. Okay, so there's nothing difficult there at all. Okay, as I say, just making sure that you've covered the minimum and maximum values, okay, within the values of the range as detailed above. So now we want to work out the frequency of, say, as I said, how often does the value 0 to 9 appear within this range? Okay, so what we're going to be doing just now is what we call an array function. An array function is a function that it has two ranges within it. Okay, so it's quite specific about how we do this, and first thing you need to do is highlight where you want all of the answers to go. Okay, so it's not just filling out the formula in the first cell and then using the fill handle to drag it down. We're highlighting all of the cells at the one time where we want the answers to go. Okay, and you're going to start typing in equals frequency. Now I know I'm a great advocate of using the fx to insert a function, but trust me, this way is actually easier than using that on this instance. So we type in equals frequency and you open your brackets. Okay, the first range that we're going to pop in is the range of processing time in minutes. Okay, so A4 to J9. Then you hit your comma. Okay, so we're going to pop in a comma. And our second range is the upper limit. Okay, so we're going to highlight F13 to F20. Okay, next part's very important. You're going to hold your control key down, you're going to hold your shift key down, and then you're going to press enter. Okay, and it populates for me the whole way down. So that was Control, Shift and Enter. Okay, with the array function, if you make a mistake, okay, you're going to have to highlight it all and delete it all at once. You can't just delete little sections of it. Things that will go wrong: you'll spell frequency wrong, you'll put in a closing bracket, which I didn't do, okay, you will forget to put in a comma, you will not do Control Shift Enter. There are lots of little things that can go wrong. So let's delete that out and try it again. Okay, so I highlight where I want the answer to go. I start typing in equals frequency, open brackets. I select my first range. I put my comma in. I then select the upper limit values. And then I do Control, Shift and Enter. Okay, then I can just sum this up to get a total. Okay, so that's the frequency distribution table part of it. Okay, the next section then is how do we display this information graphically. Okay, so we're going to create what we call a histogram. So, highlight the frequency values. Go to the Insert menu and use the drop down, okay, to insert a 2D column chart. Okay, let's just move that out of the way. We're going to call it histogram of processing time. Oh, can't spell. In minutes. Okay, next thing we need to do, that's not telling me a thing. Okay, so at the moment we don't have a histogram, we've got just a 2D column chart. Okay, so what you need to do first of all is select one of the bars, okay, which selects them all, and we need to go into right click and say select data. We're going to edit the horizontal axis labels. Okay, so if you click on edit on the right hand side, and the axis labels are going to be our groups. Okay, so you just select the groups E13 to E20, click on OK, and click on OK again. So starting to make a little bit more sense, yeah? Okay, then what you would want to do, right click again, we're going to format the data series, and we're going to change the gap width. Okay, we're going to drag that bar all the way back to 0. So what that is doing is making it into a histogram as opposed to a column chart. Next thing, we want to add some data labels. So again, right click, add your data labels, and it puts the values up for me. Next thing we want to do is add our horizontal and vertical axis titles. Okay, so click on the cross, we want axis titles. Okay, so this one here is our groupings. So our group, I'm just going to say there, time in minutes. Okay, so that's how we do the frequency distribution table and also the histogram.